Hello everyone, Michael Brady here from Brady Musical Instruments. Today is the first of a multi-day mega batch unveiling. Again, if you saw my prior video, you're going to know that in 1 week, starting next Friday, is the 82nd New England Folk Festival. It's being held in Marlborough, Massachusetts. And as part of that event, I've got 18 brand new pendant ocarinas that have been made exclusively for the event. So these ocarinas will be available for everyone after the event, but I am giving priority to in-person showcase attendees. However, if you see an ocarina that you like, reach out to me immediately, let me know, and I will put you on the reserve list for the ocarinas. So this is the first batch of this mega batch unveiling. So there are 5 batches plus a brand new special instrument unveiling I'm going to be doing at the end of this. So this first batch is actually batch 21 in the logbooks. So this consists of 3 soprano pendant ocarinas. These are serial numbers 57, 58, and 59. So over the course of this video, I'm going to be diving into each of the ocarinas, giving a look at each ocarina, sound sample of each, and then some further playing demo at the end. So this batch is kind of a mixed batch in terms of keys. This has a brand new key as well as a key that I had unveiled in my first pendant batch unveiling about a month or 2 ago. So this batch actually consists of an E-flat 5 and E-flat tuning. So for the pendants, for a number of sizes, depending on the depth that I carve the body to, it's going to change the resonant cavity, which is going to change the tuning. And I can have multiple tunings for the same size. So as part of this mega batch unveiling, I actually will have 2 sizes, so a brand new size that you have not seen before, slightly larger one, as well as numerous keys. So for this particular size, this is the smallest ocarina that I make. So far, I've been able to tune it to E5, E. I will have a brand new F ocarina coming as well. Well, I already unveiled the F ocarina, but I will hopefully be pushing to F sharp and G5 in this form factor. So there's going to be a whole bunch of keys for this size. But this batch again consists of E5 and E-flat 5, which is one of the new ones. So diving right in, the first ocarina of this batch is number 57. All of these ocarinas are made from the same woods. Some of the batches actually have a bit of a mix of woods, but this particular first batch has a single set of woods. So this consists of 3 woods. So the first wood and the base foundation is a nice piece of lightly figured claro walnut. I had this left over from some other builds in the past, some from spare wood. This is a really beautiful wood. I've really come to like working with figured walnut. I've worked with some unbelievably figured walnuts in the past, and it's just a very pleasant wood to work with. Beautiful warm tone and just a beautiful classic look to it. So this again has that figured claro walnut body. Complementing the top, we have a nice striped zebra wood top. So this zebra wood actually came from one of my custom sets, custom Alto G4 inline with African blackwood with the zebra wood top. So it uses the same exact top wood, so very nice, clean, straight grain, beautiful zebra wood. And then my classic aromatic cedar mouthpiece. So as a quick recap with these ocarinas, all my ocarinas are actually 7-hole ocarina pendants. So they have the standard 6-hole pendant fingering, but I also add a sub-hole on the right pointer finger side to drop a semitone below the fundamental, as well as getting some of those accidentals on the lower notes. So these ocarinas have a full 18-note chromatic range, which is actually on kind of the upper end for single chamber pendant ocarinas. They also have a nice little pendant hole for the neck strap. All of these will have some nice wax cotton neck straps that come with them, but I just didn't have them added just because it makes it easier to handle and move a whole bunch of them while I'm doing these videos. So to give kind of a scale sample of this one, this is the scale going up and down for number 57 with a little bit of improv. So this ocarina is tuned to the key of E flat 5. So again, a new size, slightly low, or new tuning, slightly lower key than the E. Has a really beautiful warmth to it, nice texture in the tone, really amazing clarity. But you get kind of that warmth with the walnut. So even though, again, these are a little bit higher pitched ocarinas, because of the warmth of the wood and just the incredible sweetness of the voicing, they are really pleasant to play. Even indoors, these ocarinas, they have volume, you can hear them, but they're not harsh on the ears. And that's one thing I really love about wood ocarinas, and I'm finding I really love with the wooden pendants, is they just have this really beautiful bird-like sweetness to them. It's more mellow than I've found for similar sizes with clay and plastic. Moving on, we have number 58. So just looking at the woods really quickly again, same basic woods. We have beautiful curly claro walnut. You can see the nice movement and the chatoyance in the grain on the back of this. We have the beautiful, really straight-grained zebrawood top, and then classic aromatic cedar mouthpiece. So this one is tuned to the key of E5, so semitone higher than the first one, but still has kind of that same tonal qualities to it. So I'll go up and down the scale a bit and then do a little bit of improv so you can hear kind of more of the range of this instrument. So this is number 58. So again, like the first one, just amazing sweetness, amazing clarity to the tone. The pendant ocarinas, and I mentioned this in the first video, they have really, really exacting tolerances to get that full 18 note range, and not only getting that range, but having super clean clarity across the range is tremendously difficult. I have a tolerance of about 50 thousandths of a millimeter in the Windway specs to get right, under 50 thousandths of the millimeter, for these to actually voice to the level that they do. It's a lot of work. It makes these a big challenge. Actually, during this batch actually originally consisted of 5 ocarinas. And during the final voicing, the last note, all the other notes played perfectly fine. They were beautiful sounding ocarinas, but the last 2 notes were off. They just felt choked. They didn't play to the level that I wanted, and I decided to scrap them. It's always hard. It's hard to throw away instruments. I really don't like doing it. I don't like wasting wood or instruments. But when that gets to the final voicing stage, it's all or nothing. And especially for this size, it doesn't make sense unless they're made out of really rare or expensive woods. It doesn't make sense to rebuild them like I do with some of the larger ones if I run into this type of voicing troubles during the final stages. So unfortunately, this batch was reduced from 5 to 3. But that's part of the making process. Not everything is glamour. Not everything works out. There are still plenty of failures that go on behind the scenes of these instruments, but the ones that survive, I think, make for very nice instruments. So the final ocarina of this batch is number 59. So like the first one, this is also an E flat 5. So a little bit lower in pitch than the second one. And going over it again, we got the same exact woods. We got that beautiful lightly figured claro walnut, that beautiful striped zebrawood, and the aromatic cedar mouthpiece. So again, going up and down the scale and doing a little improv, this is what number 59 sounds like. So all these have very, very similar response. These are lower breath pendants. I have found that I really prefer lower breath ocarinas in general. All my inlines are pretty low breath. The part of getting the voicing nice and sweet on my instruments as well as the pendants is making them a little bit lower breath. So you will have to restrain your breath a bit, especially in the low end. They have a nice gently rising curve through the top. So even at the high end, some ocarinas, ocarinas kind of notorious for sometimes having to push really hard to get the last notes in tune, making them very loud and prone to being out of tune. With my ocarinas, I like to voice them with a more flat curve and with lower breath to make those final notes really easy to play. So you don't have to push it hard to be in tune. They don't get excessively loud, and they have that nice warm sweetness in the tone. These ones, again, are a little bit lower breath. So for people who like low breath ocarinas and low breath pendants, this would be a nice fit for you. All these ocarinas have pretty identical voicing. I would say for this set, they're, again, a little bit lower even than typical for my pendants. So if you push the high end too hard, it's going to sound a little bit raspy, and it might cut out if you push it harder than it's tuned for. But otherwise, if you get the breath curve down and you get the playing technique, they play just really sweetly across the whole tone. They have really nice texture to the tone and a lot of clarity. So now I'm just going to give kind of a little bit more of a song demo at the end. Because I'm pushing so many videos in 1 week, I don't have that much time, unfortunately, to rehearse songs like I typically do for some of my other videos. Usually I have kind of a dedicated song for each batch. For a lot of these batches, I'm probably just going to do some improvisation, just so you can hear more of the ocarina across the range. I try to hit all the notes up and down. So I'm going to do a little bit of improv on one of these ocarinas. So please enjoy some more music on this new batch of pendant sopranos. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this first of several videos of the mega batch unveiling. Again, this is for the New England Folk Festival happening next week. This is the first 3 of 18 ocarinas, so serial numbers 57, 58, and 59, made from a selection of figured claro walnut, zebrawood, and aromatic cedar, tunes to the keys of E5 and E5. So if you like any of these ocarinas, please reach out to me. Let me know so I can put you on the reserve list. after the showcase, if these ocarinas or the one that you're interested in doesn't sell, I will reach out to you immediately and we can begin the process moving forward. So be sure to check out more videos. I've got more stuff coming tomorrow and for the next several days, for the entire week. All the information for these ocarinas is already up on the website. So you have all the info, the prices, kind of a look at the woods and everything with good pictures. So there's a lot to come, some new instruments, a lot of exciting woods. So with that, I want to thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.